is to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for appointed times. The Hebrew there being Moedim. You may have seasons, if you have a King James there, for days and for years. Now the word Moedim in singular is Moed, an appointment.
In times. Moedim, I'ma blow this trumpet, they gon' hear this overseas. Messiah coming, won't be long till he back on the scene. I just feel like Jerusalem right before the siege. Jacob's trouble, pray his angels watching over me. Don't think it ain't gon' happen cause you don't believe. Many called, few are chosen, we gon' keep sowing seeds. When you talk the Bible, they want you to hold your peace. But we gon' bring it out, we got the receipts. Stay woke, don't go to sleep, broke the chains, they can't keep us on a leash. Okay, currently my mind is on eternity, cause ain't no coming back from that. You die, you in there permanently. Last generation in these scriptures, reading, flipping pages. Crawl for you, walk it in that Torah. You can't skip the basics, I pray Abba give you patience. I know that you sick of waiting. Hamashiach gon' come back and get us situated. Moedim, it's the end of time and you can feel it, ain't it? They want us eliminated and we not intimidated. Humble lions, they just saw a shepherd, he was really David. We gon' make the giant fall. Who gon' come up hither when Messiah call? Moedim.
The word Moed comes from the word Ya'ad. It means to summon or to fix upon, to have a meeting. So when he says these are my appointed times, he is summoning his people.
Appointed times, and we keeping every feast, you know it's on the line. Rumors of war won't be long before they open fire. And when the smoke clears, you gon' see the chosen rise. It hit different when you know the Father on your side. You bearing fruit, keep being fruitful, it's gon' multiply. Be that fertile soil, it's the kingdom or the lake, it ain't no purgatory. Moedim. Moedim in the ancient Hebrew. Pray for discernment, cause once you got it, they can't deceive you. If you got a talent, don't hide it, the nation needs you. He know your tribulation, trust me, he gon' make it equal. Vengeance is his, this the patience of the saints. All we got is faith, we keep the Father's time, but they say we pushing false doctrine. We can't be moved, my brothers all solid. How we gon' follow the Savior if how we counting is pagan? And they say it don't matter, but it's the reason we captives. Keep the Moedim. I'ma blow this trumpet, they gon' hear this overseas. Messiah coming, won't be long till he back on the scene. I just feel like Jerusalem right before the siege. Jacob's trouble, pray his angels watching over me.
Now, how do you think it would go if a king summoned you and you didn't show up? Would that maybe be disrespectful?
Last days, time almost up. Pick a side, flee Saturnalia. Whoa.
Welcome to the Hebrew state of being. I am your humble servant and host for tonight. I am Kayel. I think I'm gonna switch that around right here. There we go. It's a little crooked look like, but we'll work it out tonight. All praises, man. Yes, we are back in the building tonight, man. Want to put up, yes, love, you can put up the title for me. So we are gonna go commando style once again to make sure that we got everything crack-a-lacking. All praise unto the Most High. So we just played the Rock I Bar, which is the song Moedim. Tonight, we are 2 shows away from Passover. See, my brother Yuan is in the building. Yes, all praises, man. I'm so glad you're in the building, man. What's the tears about? We got a lot going on. I think that's Brother Yuan. It might be Scott, man. I gotta check and see who this is that's putting in the likes. Man, they're not showing me who's on right now. So whoever putting in all of those hearts and everything, man, just put the name in. I think that's Yuan. I'm not sure. But anyway, This is a very important time. I can't stress the importance of this time, of this feast day. As Logan, all right. Oh, praises. So I can't express the importance of this time. There isn't a more important time in the year. Some could argue atonement, you know, which is it's right there, because atonement is when we're forgiven for all of our sins. The Father gives us a clean slate. He allows us to commune with Him. This Passover is a little bit above that because nowhere in history, no other people, no other race, no other type of mammal human beings can say that the Most High put plagues on another people to set us free or to set a people free. This has never happened. This is documented in history. It's documented so much in history that they have scientists that have come out to say that it did not happen. The exodus out of Egypt did not happen, but yet they're not saying that the instances or the occurrences didn't happen. They say that they have scientific reasons why it happened. Most High plagues that hit them that were unfortunate. Okay, okay, okay. So that's the only thing that we have that goes against what our scripture says. There is nothing else in the books in antiquity in the world that goes against the fact that there was plagues in Egypt and that there were Hebrews in Egypt and that they made an exodus. We find it in DNA. We find it in the migrations that your DNA will show you on your ancestry or AfricanAncestry.com or whatever that is they do. They'll show you your family and they'll give you bubbles. These bubbles tell you where your DNA has been, and they'll show where it started and how it got to the Americas. And it follows the same line of Passover and Exodus. The large migration of Bantu Hebrew people that left out of Jerusalem, North Africa, that went into the interiors of Africa into Kush, which is Ethiopia today, which was run by Moses. Moses was the king of Kush for many years, 40 years, I believe. This Passover isn't for anybody else but for the people that are the descendants, the remnant of the ones that the Most High set free. No man, no kingdom, no army, no nation set us free. The invisible hand of the Most High became visible through His plagues. There isn't a more important time. There isn't a more precious memory. There isn't a more precious opportunity than this. But we're going to let the scriptures show that tonight. That there isn't anything else we should be doing on the 14th of this month. There isn't anything that is more important than this Passover on this Thursday of the lunar month, on the lunar dates of the rotation of the actual moon. The moon. This is the 14th day, right? This is the 14th day of the month, which is our first month of the year. Chinese have a new year. The Gregorian Romans have a new year, right? We have a new year. Does the Chinese New Year line up with January 1st Gregorian New Year? No, it does not. There's a reason that the Chinese have a they have a new year that is outside of the Gregorian New Year. There is a reason. I don't want to cause a feedback loop, so I'm gonna get out of that. I just wanted to make sure that it was going live on our other station, watching one now. That would be me 10 minutes ago. I want to put this in here. Shalom. Thank you for tuning. And guys, y'all can always see the show that I've done on YouTube. All you have to do is go to Hebrew State of Being on YouTube, and you can see all the past shows, get the information, get the scriptures. So please don't forget about going to the YouTube channel, subscribe if you can, do your thing, share all of that good stuff, right? So let's get back to the scripts here. I'm gonna get that feedback out of there right quick. Go. All right. Just wanted to get that done, guys. Excuse me. All right, so we're gonna get to our scripts because tonight we're gonna explain the what, who, what, when, and why of Passover. It's very important for us to understand this because our history has been taken from us. Our history has been told that it is not us. So we are playing catch up. We are playing catch up on how to celebrate our feast days, what our feast days are, and the importance of our feast days. This Passover, as I said, is the most important of them all because he has never shown his love for anybody as much as he's shown his love for us. It wasn't because he gave his only begotten son. The angels were his sons. We are his sons. Adam was his son. Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Elijah were his sons. So the greatest gift that the Most High gave us was him stretching his hand from the heavens and releasing us from our bondage. Exodus chapter 12, we're going to drop down to verse 25. And it says, "And this shall come to pass when you become to the land which the Most High will give you, according as he hath," my brother Selwyn in the building, my brother, all praises. Man, this is Passover, man. It's a very important show, man. Understand what the Most High did for us and nobody else. Verse 25, and it says, "And it shall come to pass when you become to the land which the Most High will give you, according as he had promised, that you shall keep his service. Keep his service. And it shall come to pass when your children shall say unto you, what mean you by this service? This is what we're asking now. And I say everybody trying to play catch up. We're finding out that we are the Most High's chosen people, that we are his children. Nobody else is his children but us. As we're trying to catch up, it's telling us in Exodus that in generations, we won't know who we are. We won't know who our children won't understand what we're doing because we're going to be in a land in our captivity. And it says, then you shall say, it is the sacrifice of the Most High's Passover, who passed over the houses of the children of Yasharallah in Egypt when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses, and the people bowed their head and worshiped. That's what this is about. In verse 27, it says that the Most High came down and smote the Egyptians and delivered us from their house. But we have present day, everybody wants to be an Egyptian. Every black person wants to be Egypt. They want to be Hotep. They want to be Osiris and Oshun. But the Most High's people were released from their bondage. You can choose to be whatever you want to be, but don't deny what the words say. And don't tell me that it was written by white men that hate black people. Because this scripture don't talk nothing about black or white. It talks about nations. And many of you don't even understand that Egyptians became white. You ask yourself why we don't know this information. Well, when Alexander the Great took over Egypt and fully made it white, he burned the libraries with all the history. You wonder why we are relegated to looking at the Egyptians' walls in the pyramids to try and decipher, why we have French that are nowhere close to being Egyptian, why we have French that have created the language, that have resurrected the language, and now have called their science Egyptology. I see my brother Yawan in the building. And they call it Egyptology. Does your friends and your people know that everything that they're following behind Oshun and Osiris was written by white Frenchmen? Did you know that? It might interest you if you're really trying to run away from Caucasians. If that's your thing, and you're trying to run away from Caucasians, you're trying to run away from the religions of Caucasian, well, you just ran right into the fire of a bona fide created religion of Caucasians, Egyptology. You can't give me one black Egyptologist. You have many black grassroots people. You have people that are professors that are black, but not Egyptologists. They are professors and they take information from Egyptologists. So, Dr. Ben Joseph Ben Joseph, yeah, Dr. Joseph Ben whatever, I forgot it. Ben York, no York, yeah, York, Ben York. All of his African information comes from Egyptologists, white Frenchmen that rediscovered Egypt because nobody was studying Egypt. Egypt was put to ruin by the Most High. Nobody was looking at Egypt. Nobody was studying Egypt. It wasn't until the French came in the 1700s and Napoleon resurrected Egypt. So all of my people that are melanated, that are running to Osiris and Oshun and running to the book of the dead, I want you to understand that this is about life that we celebrate. You can say that the Book of the Dead just means the worship of the ancestors. Well, the ancestors are dead. How do you know that they can do for you? Oh, because the white Caucasians said that they would. I'm talking to you about Passover. I'm talking to you about a book that was written before Caucasians could write. A book that they had to translate into the Septuagint, into Greek, when Alexander the Great destroyed Egypt and made it white and destroyed the libraries. So now instead of celebrating Passover, you celebrate Easter, the resurrection of a blonde-haired, blue-eyed doctrine that tells you a bunny is laying eggs and they're giving praise to fertility, which is a pagan worship. We are giving praise and worship unto the living creator that put his hands on this earth for us and nobody else. Verse 27 again. That you shall say, it is the sacrifice of the Most High's Passover. So what service? The service is a sacrifice. The celebration of Passover is a service, it's a sacrifice unto the Most High, who passed over the houses of the children of Yasharallah in Egypt when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses. And the people bowed their head and worshiped. That's the what? What is Passover? That's what it is. When we ask our kids, ask us, what is this service that we're doing? We are sacrificing for the Passover of the Most High. The Most High passed over our houses. That's what Passover means. He passed over our homes. All praises to my Islam brother, to my Ishmael. Yes, my brother. Yes, all praises. Assalamu alaikum, my brother. So, Passover, as my brother and them have come out of Ramadan, as our Ishmael, I see Dr. Fancy in the building. I see you in the building. So as both Dr. Fancy and my brother here has come out of Ramadan, which is their month-long fasting and giving praise. Yes, and giving praise unto Allah, which is very close to Allahayim. See here, I have an issue with Jesus, I have an issue with Muhammad, but I have no issue with your creator and what name you use for your creator. It bothers me not, because it's the same creator. Creator created us all. So as we are talking about what was done for the Hebrews, for the sons of, or the seed of Jacob, that had been done for no one else. This is our time of Passover on this Thursday. And then 7 days, we go into unleavened bread, where we take the leaven out of our heart, where we don't hate our brothers and sisters. We love them. We find what is in common ground, not as what of uncommon ground. We take our loftiness of being priest or having the scepter of Judah, and we are thankful for what he has done for us. We love everyone, because that's what the Most High said. The number one rule is love your creator and love what he has done for you. That's what we're about here. On Hebrew State of Being, we are directly to the creator. We speak to what the creator has done for all mankind. And that we speak about the issues of religion. So these pagan gods that Catholicism is celebrating, that is piggying back off of us, that has no foundation in our Passover, and I'm going to prove that. I'm going to give it to you clearly. So let's go to Exodus. We're in 12. Let's go to Exodus verse 2 of chapter 12, and it's going to say it clearly unto us. This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. So this is our new year. 14 days ago was our new year. This is the first time that the Gregorian calendar of the Greeks and the Romans actually met up with our lunar calendar of our first year. So the 1st of April actually aligned with our lunar month and gave us the first day. The Most High said that was our new year. Just like the Chinese have their new year, the Japanese have their new year. We have our new year. And in the beginning of that new year, because our creator and what you would call our doctrine is about life, everything is about life in what we rock with. So our new year and the blessings of the Most High comes in spring, when life is coming, when life is blossoming. So it's the beginning of our year. The beginning of our year isn't in the cold and depth of the winter, where everything is dead. And it says, verse 3, speak you unto all the congregation of Yasharallah, saying, in the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. So we are not in those days. We don't have whole lambs walking around. That's baby sheep. We do not have that readily at our availability. What we have is the grocery store. That's where we are, because we are in captivity. If we were not in captivity, we would grow our own foods. We'd be responsible for our own livelihood. But we are in captivity, so therefore we are relegated to what we can do in captivity. But the Most High says if we were not in captivity, and this is something that though we are in it, we could have done. I didn't read this in time to pick up our lamb on the 10th day of the 11th. We'll be picking up on the 12th and marinating it. But when they were told to do it on the 10th, it was in order for them to clean out the lamb, to feed it corn, so that the insides and the flesh and the meat would be clean. So you have time to purify the unblemished lamb. That's why you do it on the 10th day, because you're going to bloodlet it and then cook it on the 14th, which is 3 days later. What's that 3 days later? Sounds familiar, huh? So anyway, and it says, the 10th day they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man. They didn't say black or white, huh? No color. It's his neighbor, assuming that neighbors are all following in the Most High. So your neighbor that is following the laws and statutes and commandments of the Most High, right? So we say, so it says, to the father's house, and it says, if it be too little, bring it to the next doors according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. So there's a reason that it is so particular about how many people and what you eat, because you're not supposed to have anything left over. It says, your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You shall take it out of the sheep or from the goats, and it shall keep, and you shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Yasharallah shall kill it in the evening, because that's when Passover starts, in the sundown. And it shall take of the blood and strike it on two side posts and on the upper door posts of the houses wherein they shall eat it. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast the fire, and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden with all water, with water, so no boiling, but roast with fire his head with his legs, and with the prudence thereof. And you shall let nothing of it remain until the morning. That's why it's very important upon whom you bring in for your feast and how much your portions are. This is very important. I see my brother Adon's in the building. This is very important for us to understand that this is not a meal that is supposed to carry over into the next day, which will be Passover for us, right? Not Passover, will be Shabbat. We are to prepare and finish what we prepared that night, because we are doing what was done in Yasharallah. And you shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning you shall burn with fire, right? And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it in haste, and it is the Most High's Passover. So the Most High is giving us specific ways of celebrating or remembering this. Remember, in the beginning, he said this is a service and a sacrifice. So the Most High wants us to not only prepare this meal at night, cook that meal, eat the whole thing. Now, what y'all understand is also a celebration. So I want y'all to put in your mind that you got a celebration happening all the way to the morning, 3 o'clock. We eating and laughing. It takes you 2-3 hours to cook it if you cut it at night. If you start cooking at sundown, and right now, since we got this daylight saving time thing, right? Sundown is gonna be 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock. So if you start cooking at 8 o'clock, you're not eating till 10. As if you're doing it on a grill and you're smoking it and you're really getting at it. Yeah. I see you with that crawfish. We don't do no on crawfish. So it says, and thus shall eat it with your loins girded. Most High says, I want you to eat this meal thinking about your ancestors, right? Not praying to your ancestors, not throwing bones and trying to get some words for your advice or wisdom from your ancestors, but actually remembering what they had to go through and being thankful that they did. See, it kills me, the cognitive dissonance. You watching movies like Wakanda, right? Just to give y'all an example, right? When he went back to go and ask his dad, who was dead, who would be an ancestor, to get advice, his dad said, why are you disturbing my rest? Have you noticed that? You've never seen that in movies when these people are summoning these spirits, and the spirits come and say, well, why are you disturbing me? Why are you disturbing my rest? I guess I think too hard, right? I guess I analyze too much. Because if you're praying to your ancestors, and every time you get an image or a dramatization of the ancestors coming from the death to talk to you, they're not happy. They rather be at rest. So you got a whole religion on disturbing the people at rest. And they come out fast, right? If they do come in, they're gone. As soon as you ask them what what it is, like, look, no, you can't have it, or yes, you can have it, I'm out. So it's amazing to me that in our communities, it's about waking up the ancestors and getting knowledge and information from them. No, ours says different. Ours says that we revere what they went through, how they stood, And we try to embody that. We try to embody that spirit. So when we are going to eat our Passover, I'm going to be my head on a swivel, right? On a swivel, just trying to make sure everything is in order. Knowing that if we got to make a move at any time, because that's what my people had to go through. And once we finish that meal, we're going to party. Once we've done the sacrifice, and we got Shabbat to rest that next morning, it's beautiful. Got the Sabbath the next morning to rest for 24 hours to recuperate. You know what I'm talking about? So you tell your job you're not working Friday. Thursday comes sundown, we're starting the feast. We're not working Friday. There's no concern. Let's go to the who. So who gets to join this feast, right? Who gets to be a part of Passover, right? So we're going to stay in Exodus 12. We're going to drop down to verse 43. Remember, this is our preparation on how we're supposed to do this Passover. This is all preparation. Rewind it, take it the next day, because we should be nowhere near any paganism of a rabbit. We should be nowhere near the paganism of a Sunday worship. On Exodus 12, verse 43, it says, "And the Most High said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover, the order. There shall no stranger eat thereof." So when I start off the show by stating that it's just for a certain people, it's not for everybody. We understand, because that's what the Most High says. I didn't put my hand out for everybody. I didn't put my hand out for the heathen. I didn't put my hand out for the divination people. I'm against divination. I'm against ancestry worship. You only worship me. I did all these things. So if you want to believe in those things, you eat not thereof. It says, "But every man's servant that is bought for money, when thou hast circumcised him," that means when that person decides they want to follow and be a Hebrew, there's a certain physical change that you must do in order to be a Hebrew. You must be circumcised. It is a requirement. It is not a negotiation. So he's telling you, one, they can't eat thereof. It says, "But every man's servant that is brought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof. A foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof. In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth out of the flesh abroad out of the house, neither shall you break a bone thereof." So it's now telling us that they can't come and eat with us, and it's telling us that we can't bring food to others. This is the ordinance. This is the order. Do not bring food to others. Do not save for the next day. Eat all that day. Eat all that night amongst brothers and sisters. Verse 47, "And all the congregation of Yasharallah shall keep it." Now, Numbers chapter 9 is going to give you a different take. Numbers chapter 9, verse 14. We're going to start at 11. Now we're going to start at 10. Numbers chapter 9, verse 10. "Speak unto the children of Yasharallah, saying, If any man of your or of your posterity shall be unclean by reason of a dead body, or be in a journey afar off, yet he shall keep the Passover unto the Most High. The 14th day of the second month, at even shall he keep it, and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall leave none of it unto the morning, nor break any bone of it. According to all of the ordinance of the Passover, they shall keep it. But the man that is clean and is not in a journey, and forbeareth to keep the Passover, even the same soul shall be cut off from among his people. Check this out. Listen what it says. But the man that is clean and is not in a journey, and forbeareth to keep the Passover, even the same soul shall be cut off from among his people. So Most High says, if you're able, you're clean, you're not far from Yasharallah, then you should come back home to Yasharallah, and you should do it at the temple. But if there is no temple, then you should have no reason to not do it. And it said, if you're unclean, you do it the next month on the 14th day with the bitter herbs and the unleavened bread. And it says, because he brought not the offering unto the Most High in his appointed season, Moedim, that man shall bear his sins. Now we come to the stranger. And if a stranger shall sojourn among you, and will keep the Passover unto the Most High, according to the ordinances of the Passover, and according to the manner thereof, so shall he do. So what does that mean? What we just heard that it said don't eat, and now it says that they can join in. Is the scripture going against itself? Is it contradicting itself? No, it's not. It said if the stranger that's with you wants to still come to Passover, then they must follow what the ordinance is of. That don't mean that they get to eat thereof. It means that the ordinance says that they do not get to eat. They can be there. They're in your area. They happen to be there at the time. You have them in your home. They can be there, but they cannot eat thereof. They cannot partake in the food. They can be around it. They can see it. They can participate in the scriptures. They can drink the wine, but no eat of the food. It says, according to the ordinance of the Passover, and according to the manner thereof, so shall he do. You shall have one ordinance, both for the stranger and for him that was born in the land. No excuse. One law. No side piece for any other nation, because no other nation broke us out. Only the Most High broke us out. So that's the who. So we're going through the what, we're going through the who. Let's go through the when. Deuteronomy. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 16. And we're going to read 1 through 8. It's going to be a short show tonight, guys. Probably got about another 30 minutes, man. We got about 3 more scripts to get through. 4, including this. So, that's spelled Deuteronomy. 4. E. 16. Deuteronomy 6, chapter 16, verse 1. It says, observe the month of Abib, and keep the Passover unto the Most High thy Creator. For in the month of Abib, the Most High thy Creator brought thee forth out of Egypt by night. Why the Passover starts at night? Because he took us out of Egypt by night. Remember, we're talking about the when. When are we doing Passover? When the sun goes down. Why? Because he took us out of Egypt when the sun went down. Verse 2. Thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto the Most High thy Creator of the flock and the herd in the place which the Most High shall choose to place his name there. Whoa. Thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto thy Creator of the flock of the herd in the place which the Most High shall choose to place his name there. We don't have a temple. We don't have a place that he has ordained us to do it. Nor do we have a full lamb to do it. We have the ability to buy lamb. Unfortunately, that lamb, those bones would have been broken. They will be broken because we're not buying a whole lamb and butchering it where we are keeping the bones together. So we have to understand that all of this is symbolic, but it's all real. If you don't understand what that means, then come to New Orleans and see the Indians. They play Indian, but it's very real. So thou thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto the Most High thy Creator of the flock of the land of the herd in the place which the Most High shall choose to place his name there. Verse 3. Thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days shall thou eat unleavened bread therewith, even the bread of affliction. For thou comest forth out of the land of Egypt in haste, that thou mayest remember the day when thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt all the days of thy life. The Most High wants us to remember this Passover every day of our life. That's the reason I say that it's number one. He wants us every day, every single day, to understand that he brought us out of Egypt. So we eat the bread of affliction, which is unleavened bread. I'm thankful to the Most High, it's tasteful. I like unleavened bread. Can't wait to make two different kinds, a sweet and a savory, come this Passover. That's right. And it says, and there shall be no unleavened bread seen with thee in all thy coast 7 days. So they're saying nowhere in our house shall we have any yeast or anything that has risen. Twinkie bars got to go. Anything that is baked like the anything that's risen, anything that has yeast in it in your house has to go. So I have a flour that I use that King Arthur's that has no yeast in it, and I can fry chicken with that. It's a wheat flour with no yeast in it. That's how I make the unleavened bread with no yeast in it. So I can use that same flour to make fried chicken. Family loves it. We enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So and it says, and there shall be no leavened bread seen with thee in all thy coast 7 days, neither shall there anything of the flesh which thou sacrificed the first day at even remain all night until the morning. Verse 5. And thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates which the Most High thy God giveth thee. Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates which the Most High thy Creator giveth thee, but at the place which the Most High thy Creator shall choose to place his name in. There thou shalt sacrifice the Passover at even, at the going down of the sun, at the season that thou camest forth out of Egypt. So what is verse 6 telling us? Not to sacrifice a lamb unless there's a temple. unless he has appointed a place that he is residing, and that we have the priest to be cleaned, to take the unblemished lamb, and to do so. Well, the Most High knew that we were going in captivity, so he knew that we couldn't do this Passover like that, and he told us to do this throughout our generations. He also said, when I bring you back into the land. So what we are doing is remembering and honoring them through this Passover feast. We do not have a lamb, nor do we have a temple. So we are not going to do an actual sacrifice. What we're going to sacrifice is our time and our ordinance and our preparation. Verse 7, and thou shalt roast and eat it in the place which the Most High thy Creator shall choose. And thou shalt turn in the morning and go unto thy tents. So that's after everybody kick it and do it over Passover. Everybody go wake up in the morning. Most High say don't go nowhere, don't travel. I'm assuming that's exactly what he's saying. After everybody then came together at the temple, y'all gonna party and have tents there, and then you go to morning, go to thy tents. 6 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread. 6 days. And on the 7th day shall be a solemn assembly to thy Creator, Alahayim. Thou shalt do no work therein. So I'm thinking about having another little feast day on that day with other peoples, you know what I'm saying? Because on that day you can have all types. It doesn't have to be just Hebrew, it doesn't have to be just the 12. It can be anybody can celebrate on that solemn assembly, right? So that's the when. Now, to wrap up our lesson for tonight, the why. Let's go to Ezra. Ezra chapter 6. Ezra chapter 6, we're going to drop down to verse 19. And it says, and the children of the captivity, that's where we are, kept the Passover upon the 14th day of the first month, which is Abib. I know a lot of people, and on the internet, they have it at Friday on the 15th, that Passover is the 15th. Well, the lunar calendar says that the first day of this lunar was on the 1st of this actual April. And the Father says on the 14th day to do it. So we're going to do it on the 14th day, according to what the first lunar day of April was, of this month. But because we are not doing an actual sacrifice, if somebody does it on the 15th, they had people that did it a week ago. They had people that did it 2 weeks ago, you know. Father knows that we're in captivity. And it says, and the children of the captivity kept the Passover upon the 14th day of the first month. For the priest and the Levites were purified together. For the priest and the Levites were purified together. All of them were pure and killed the Passover for all the children of the captivity, and for their brethren, the priest, and for themselves, and the children of Yasharallah, which were come again out of captivity, and all such as had separated themselves unto them from the filthiness of the heathen of the land. That's the important part here. Because the why, this Passover is about purification. Because you cannot celebrate the Passover meal if you haven't purified yourself. Kayel, how do we purify ourselves? Good question. You don't touch anything dead. You don't let anything defile you. any pork, any shell bottom feeding fish, any unkosher food, um, sex, right? Is making you unclean. Um, for ladies, and they don't say that ladies can't celebrate it when they're on their cycle, but it's understood that unclean at that moment because you're cleaning yourself out. Your body is cleansing itself. So when we understand, it says not only that, but the filthiness of the heathens. So we understand what unclean means scripturally, but also understand of the heathens. So it's purifying yourself from their thoughts, purifying yourself from their celebrations, purifying yourself from their movies, from their music, from their all of it. Removing yourself out of it. You need to do that during the day, purifying yourself before you go into Passover that night. You need to be in thought of the Most High. You need to be cleansing yourself with water and soap, all of the above, preparing yourself for a great Passover, preparing yourself to Exodus. Exodus out of what? Out of the land of the heathens. To seek the Most High of Yasharallah. Confess your sins unto the Most High before you go into Passover. Lighten your heart before you go into Passover. It says, and to seek the Most High, Alahayim of Yasharallah, and did eat. Right? It says, and did eat, and kept the feast of unleavened bread 7 days with joy. But the Most High had made them joyful, and turned the heart of the king of Assyria unto them, to strengthen their hands in the work of the house of the Most High, the Alahayim of Yasharallah. Let's go to Numbers. Understand this purification. Let's go to Numbers chapter 9 again. And we're going to go to verses 6. Verse 6 says, and there were certain men who were defiled by the dead body of a man, that they could not keep the Passover on that day. And they came before Moshe and before Aaron on that day. And those men said unto him, we are defiled by the dead body of a man. Wherefore are we kept back, that we may not offer an offering of the Most High in the appointed season among the children of Yasharallah? And Moshe said unto them, stand still, and I will hear what the Most High will command concerning you. So this is a very touchy subject, and before I leave tonight, I want all of us in your homes, in your private time, but together tonight to pray for the Hayes family, Chanel, Scott, and the rest of their family, as they have lost 2 brothers in 1 month. 2 brothers in 1 month. No COVID. But for that family that may be concerned about being unclean, Most High states that if you have touched him within 24 hours of Passover, or touched a body that is passed in the 24 hours, then you, as it says here, and the Most High said unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Yasharallah, saying, if any man of you or of your posterity shall be unclean by reason of dead body, or be in any journey afar off, Yet he keep the Passover unto the Most High, the 14th day of the second month. So the 14th of next month, um, you can keep the Passover if that's what your family chose. But as I spoke with Scott today, I expressed that his brother, who was a Hebrew, who was following, him and Scott would get together on Shabbat night and go through the scriptures together. I said, he is the sacrificial lamb for your family, that he is the Passover for the sins of your family. Your family can come together and celebrate this Passover in the Most High and understand that just like as Yasha, Ezekiel, and Jeremiah, that he's in line with those. And he is a Passover for sacrifice for the Most High. So, I just, at this moment, we're going to pray for them, man. We're going to take a few seconds. We're going to just be silent and pray unto the Most High. Give their family strength, to give them wisdom, to give them the sword that they need for the vengeance, for justice, for the loss of their brother. We pray this in the Most High's name. Allah. Selah, Selah, Selah. I love my brother. Oh, dang, boy, you must have heard us talking about you, huh? We just prayed on you, my brother. All praises, man. All praises, my brother. So, as it says here, speaking to the children of Yasharala. Wow, man, that's amazing. I opened my eyes for praying for you, and you are up on the screen. That's just, yeah. Threw me for a second. We all good. Anyway, speaking to the children of Yasharala, saying, if any man of you or of your posterity shall be unclean by the reason of a dead body, or be in a journey afar off. Love you, my brother. Be affirmed in a journey far off. You shall keep the Passover unto the Most High, the 14th day of the second month. At evening they shall keep it, and eat it with unleavened bread, with bitter herbs. So, uh, as I said, this is about Passover, is about purification. I see my brother Chatu in the building. Um, so this Passover is about purification. It's not about any doctrine, any lies, any fertility gods, or anything that it is. This Passover is about recognition that the Most High did something for a people that he had done for no other people. That he had done for no other people. And this Passover, he says, only my people eat this. Only my people. And if you have strangers around you, they can celebrate and see how you are appreciative for what I did for you and nobody else. Because we're going to perpetuate this understanding that, Shalom, my brother, we're going to perpetuate this understanding that I did it just for my people. The Chinese have a new year. India has a new year. The Gregorians have a new year. Your Hebrews, we are a people. We are a nation. We are not a color. We are not a doctrine. We are a people that the Most High did something for that is still on the Egyptian walls. Yes, Alexander the Great burned all of our history of how we got down and who we are. They burned Timbuktu down. They burned so many others so that we don't know who we are. We are all coming back to who we are. The Most High says, in this hour, understanding that any and all can see what I have done for you, because it's not the last time. Oh, it's going to happen again. And it says on verse 11, well, we're going to go to, and y'all know how much I don't really rock with the New Testament, but I'm going to leave off with this because I think what it says here is perfect, right? I think what it says right here is perfect to end it off. So you go on to John chapter 11, So I guess that's First John, because they gave me a 55 with that. Look, I might have the wrong chapter down here. They might not even have it. That's saying the Most High ain't want me to read that. Yep, see, they don't even have it. To James the 5, huh? Uh-huh. No, it was chapter 11. Let me get see if I can find it right quick. And it says, I'm just going to read this little part. John 11, right? 10. It says, but if a man walk in the night and he stumble, because there is no light in him. When we talk about this Passover, when we talk about the things that the Most High has done for us, it's only the things that have been the light of you. These are the things that we are giving thanks to, we are giving praise to. I see in the building, Chanel, that we are giving praise to, that we are giving joy to. There is sorrow all through this world and will continue to be sorrow. The Most High said that these things are going to continue to happen at a more rapid pace. As you're going to see your government break down, as you're going to see the lies come to fruition, as you're going to see knowledge and wisdom rise in this hour, as you're going to see people recognize who are the real chosen people. There is no way that this government of America can continue to prop up the lies of Christianity. I'm going to say it again. This country cannot keep up the lies of Christianity. When this government falls, as it is falling, so shall the false doctrine of Christianity. So shall the false doctrine of all Abrahamic religions. You have the Jewish people having an international Abrahamic accord where they are bypassing Moses altogether and trying to go back to Noah and bring about a law that states that when this government of the United States fall, if you give praise to your so-called Jesus, your head is chopped off. Actual guillotine. This is not hype. This is written. Noahide laws. Your president since Bush, the first one, has signed it in on Education Day, including your Obama, that if the government of America falls, says goes to the UN, if the government of America falls, then the lay of the land, the law of the land will be these said Noahide laws. You know, I don't want to go too far into this because I want to keep it on the who, what, when, and why of Passover. I do not want to go into, oh, so they didn't gave it to me. So I do have the 55. And this was the last script it was. So it is John chapter 11, verse 55. My computer had to catch up. And it says, and the Hebrews, Passover was nigh at hand, and many went out of the country